Debates. It's your boy Courtney, aka Debates on Camera. BKA Courtney TF.
Fat foot ass boy.
Fuck
you, Gap
Fat foot ass boy. You got Corey Walker.
With the gap.
Starship Man. We call from now on. And you got me.
Sergeant Briggs.
Mr. Breed.
Cozy.
Substitute your
Cozy
Briggs.
Anakin. You know, Quindarius, whatever you want to call him.
Okay.
Foul.
Orange County Beach.
Okay.
Watch me block, come shit when I bought, that you can't afford. Yeah, loaded,
We back with another video, y'all, and today I want everybody to put their hands like this.
Why?
Put your hands like this,
Good
boy.
sanitizer?
Look.
Stay safe, y'all.
Stay safe, but no. Everybody just rub your hands like Birdman. And I want everybody to say, scary video.
You did it with Sid.
Yeah. But it's still continuing.
Put your hands up. You did it with Sid.
But it's continuing. Why are you back?
This is a new season. We need to come on something else.
Okay, you do it then. Come on, let's see him be creative.
Scary video.
This nigga Usher. That nigga is Usher now. Okay. Today we're gonna at the Llama Arts.
The roommate.
The roommate animated. Llama Arts, I ain't read them in a long time.
Yeah. It's blood roommates. We might be roommates one day.
It depends on how this goes, how you act. So I don't know how you gonna be. You might end up killing me while I'm getting some grits.
That's the plan. So y'all ready to watch it, y'all?
Let's with a remote. Just press play for this man kill me.
This video is sponsored by NordVPN. More details at the end.
You nigga pull like Shinsuke.
Looking for a new roommate is always a daunting task. Even though you interview and take the time to get to know that person, you don't truly find out who they are until you
Can't
start
trust Cordy, they never know
I
what you
began
do.
searching for a roommate after I decided to leave my current residency. I was contacted a couple of hours after placing an ad on the Facebook
You nigga
Marketplace.
look for a roommate on
The
Facebook.
message read,
Who go on Facebook Market for that?
Hey Chris, I'll be moving out of my current apartment this August and I'm looking to room with someone new, as my roommates are moving to California this year. I'm 27 and I'm currently going to school. When I'm not at school, I enjoy hiking and watching movies. I also apprentice at a taxidermy shop on the days I don't have class. Hope that's not weird. It's always been a fun hobby of mine. Anyway, I'm looking forward to hearing back from you.
She got a laser eye?
Let me ask y'all a question. Y'all the guys. You looking for a roommate. To fall out your hand. Fall out the sky. A Facebook from some girl said, hey, I want to come live with you. I enjoy hiking and watching movies. This sounds like a fucking date. First of all, who the fuck gonna take that off? This sounds like a scam. This is Facebook.
She's 27, how old is he?
He had me in the 20s. But it's like, you looking for like, just a guy, like, you know, a roommate, you know. This girl, you know, the cute that girl said, hey, you don't want a room? I think you cool. I walk around naked when I cook. This shit sound like a scam. But she said she in taxidermy. Do you know what taxidermy is?
Yeah, that's what they doing some blood.
No, taxidermy is when they take like
No, they stuff
roadkill,
animals,
dead animals, and they stuff them. So she gonna be doing that at your place.
Oh no, you can just cancel out, homie. You ain't gotta agree with that.
I hope that's not weird. Anyway, looking forward to hearing back from you. You fucking dead.
I don't know about that.
My first and most obvious reaction after reading the message was to check her profile. She was a medium height,
Okay.
with long, messy blonde hair and green eyes.
Oh,
In the profile picture, I saw her standing with a man and a woman shoulder to shoulder. They each adorned goofy grins and held up peace
Pause
signs.
right quick.
Under
This
the
just my theory.
She killed them, man.
And they stuffed.
Shit, she
They
won't.
probably stuffed in them pictures, now that you say that.
I ain't gonna lie.
Damn. If she that crazy.
I ain't gonna lie.
Cause she look, if she look like she holding them up.
I ain't gonna lie.
What's up?
If she were to rule me, somebody get stuffed.
Man, retarded.
Corey. She looking for a roommate. That
That bitch is very wrong.
How's she ugly?
look at her eye.
She just wink.
Well, at least she got a
photo, the
roommate.
caption read, "Love my roommates." I smiled to myself.
Wait, so
decided
she already
to
got
send a
roommates.
message back.
She used to live there. They moving
The
out.
sun beat down on us.
Who'd that
and we
go?
listed various
I don't-
objects to
I
the
don't know
second
who that
floor of our
was.
new apartment. It took us a couple days to get everything out
That
of
nigga
the
like,
moving trucks and into our new
Yeah,
place.
you already moved
But as soon as we
bitch,
did, a wave of relief washed over our sweat-drenched and sore bodies. After a couple more hours of rearranging, we each grabbed a beer from the fridge and sat on
You
the
ain't even
porch.
fucking
Duh.
We reminisced about old 90s cartoons and what video games we obsessed over as kids. And as the sun started to set, I truly felt relaxed and confident
Okay.
that things were going to work out.
Hey, that's what I'm talking
A
about,
week
man.
later, I started a new
week
job
later.
for a construction company that was owned by a good friend of mine. As I was getting ready, I heard the front doors
You
swing
wear little
open.
boots.
I walked into the living room to see Lunaire and her friend David sliding in a large box. "What you got there?" I asked. Through a strained grunt, she replied,
I bought a freezer to store some of the animals I'm planning on using in my taxidermy work.
Oh my fucking.
I hope
okay.
that's alright.
Those are dead animals.
I was obviously
I mean,
hesitant at
it's
first.
weird,
There was
but,
no
you know,
mention of this happening
put that in
in
your
the first
room.
place, but I eventually accepted and returned to my room to continue getting ready for work. I came home at around 9 p.m. after having a couple of beers with friends and noticed that the
He was
freezer
like, he
was
said, "Don't give a
nested
fuck in
snugly in the
general."
lower part of the pantry. A low hum could be heard reverberating off of the inner walls.
Ugh.
I was curious to see what was inside, but didn't want to intrude on Lunaire's business, so I went into my room and changed into more comfortable clothing.
Okay, cool.
After changing, I came back out to the
Yeah,
kitchen
blood.
and started making a
Oh,
sandwich. I opened the fridge and grabbed what I needed.
She need to
As I
wrap
turned
them
around, I stubbed my toe on the edge of the
Ooh, that hurt. Ooh, I know that hurt.
Exasperated grunt. Through my frustration, I slammed the fridge door shut
Niggas
to
like, "Ow!"
see if there was any bleeding. As I raised my head back up, I was greeted by a shadowy figure.
Brilliant.
Lunaire was standing in the doorway leading to her room. The darkness behind her almost seemed to envelop her.
What you
Is
doing?
everything okay?
She said in a deadpan
Oh,
tone.
Billy Ellis looking.
I'm sorry. I just slammed my toe into the corner of the countertop as I was making a sandwich. I hope I didn't wake you,
It's fine.
she said
Ooh,
in the
shit.
same deflated tone as before.
Ugh.
She then turned around and walked back into the
Ain't that
darkness
wrong?
of her room.
Yeah, but
I could
damn.
tell that she was pissed. So I quietly made my
Fuck you.
sandwich and retreated back to my room
Hmm,
as
so
well.
That nigga said it was 9
Hearing
o'clock.
a low hum
That
from
nigga made
the
it
freezer
feel
as I closed my door.
And you put that bitch
I
on
had the
both
next
sides
day
of the
off,
room.
so I was able to sleep in a little
That
longer
nigga
than
foot
usual.
hurt.
When I finally emerged from my room, I walked into the kitchen to make breakfast. As I opened the refrigerator, I noticed that the light wasn't turning on and there was a lack of cold air escaping from inside.
They unplugged it.
I turned around and flipped the light switch to confirm my suspicion. Sure enough, the power was out.
Oh shit.
Damn it, I muttered under my breath. I walked over to Lunaire's room and knocked on her door to tell her about the power outage if she didn't already know. But there was no answer. I then remembered that she had classes that day and probably wasn't home. I walked back to the kitchen and past the pantry. As I did, I slipped on the floor but was able
Oh,
to catch myself.
shoot.
What the? I angrily exclaimed as I looked down at the floor trying to figure out what I had slipped on. It was blood. It had started to leak from the corner of the freezer and pool onto the floor. I quickly tried to open the freezer to find out the cause of the viscous liquid, but then I noticed that it had a padlock attached to it. I don't remember seeing that before. I ran out to my car and grabbed my toolbox from the back
That nigga
seat.
from the top, they be like,
I
"Hey."
approached the freezer and set my tools down on the nearby countertop. I then pulled out a small pair of bolt cutters and snapped through the metal of the padlock.
Damn.
It fell
Bro,
to the
just,
ground with a large thud.
yeah,
I
them
creaked
be
open
lying.
the top of the freezer
Do that.
and was greeted with a putrid stench that permeated my nostrils.
That be pooty.
I quickly pinched my nose and walked away gagging in response. I guess I should have realized that was gonna happen, I muttered to myself in between gags.
Hell no.
After gaining my composure, I grabbed some gloves from under the sink and started
Stay
taking
safe.
inventory.
Stay safe, y'all.
I could see a couple of dead birds in plastic bags wedged into the corners of the
Okay,
freezer.
so she telling the
I
truth.
took each bag out and set them in the trash can nearby.
Wait, no,
That's
no.
when I noticed that the blood was coming from the corner of the larger black bag.
Huh?
I don't know why, but I decided to open the top of the bag and peer inside. I was greeted by large, milky white eyes,
Oh,
a
damn.
swollen black tongue surrounded by cracked and bloated lips, the matted hair of a human head. I I swiftly dropped the bag and fell backwards onto the floor. My breathing had ceased to exist, and I grabbed the trash can next to me and expelled my disgust into it. I then ran out the door.
See, open that door quick.
And called the police.
Oh, he did.
As I sat in the interrogation room with a blanket over my shoulders, I couldn't help but think about the face I'd seen. It looked so familiar.
Well, Facebook gets you, y'all.
That's when it finally hit me. I pulled out my phone and looked at Lunaire's profile picture. It was her old roommate, the one she said was moving to California. When the detective entered the room, she started the questioning process, asking me if I started noticing any weird behavioral occurrences around the apartment. Yeah, I stubbed my toe the other day and she creepily stood in the doorway. It seemed like she was pissed, but for some reason I had a strange feeling like she was concerned about something. That's when I connected the dots. She didn't come out into the kitchen because she heard me stub my toe. She came out into the kitchen because she thought I slammed the freezer instead of the fridge. A cold sweat started to form on my forehead as my surroundings became blurred. I could hear a low whine slowly starting to cover up the words of concern from the detective. As my vision started to clear, I could see another officer enter the room and whisper something into her ear as he handed her a piece of paper.
And they ain't got no face.
"Do you have somewhere you could stay at?" she asked.
Nope.
I mean, I was planning on staying with my parents. They live about 30 minutes outside of town. Okay, she paused. "Listen, I don't want to worry you, but we found this picture inside of your apartment." She slid the piece of paper across the table,
Okay, what you
and
showing
I
me?
immediately felt like someone kicked me in the chest. The head of Lunaire's other roommate sat on the chair. In the background, scrawled on the wall in blood, read,
Oh my fucking
"Love my
god.
roommates."
That didn't even help with the freezer in. Oh,
He get caught up, then he get snitched.
you mad he a snitch?
No, we're just saying he just snitched.
You know what? Well, I'm finna die.
How is that snitching?
How is that snitching?
I ain't saying there was no wrong with it, and he just snitched.
Yeah.
What you supposed to?
What, I supposed to just sit there and be like, "Hey, roomie,
I was snitched too.
you're
I'm
next."
saying.
Well,
But snitches get stitched.
be careful who you room with.
How he gonna get stitches if he been go ahead and bomb out?
Oh, she might be though.
She probably in jail right now. I hope.
This nigga said right now like this is fucking real life. Like he got a whole Instagram page. I don't know why the fuck you went on Facebook to get a roommate.
Maybe he ain't got no friends. Maybe he moved in a new city and just like,
I'm trying to get some quick fix.
Is that what I said?
First gun in Boston. About 3 dudes in order.
Exactly.
them dudes probably like, "Hey, bro, I'm just trying to chill. I ain't got nothing going on." No, yeah, I gotta get her. Get her. Ooh. Then she don't go with nobody. They do it.
Yeah, fucking exactly.
That ain't bad though, man. Lamar's.
Walmart did the thing.
What y'all rate that scare? Did y'all get scared or anything like that?
I ain't get scared, but it was a good story.
Better than that one.
This is 7.
What would you do in that story?
What would I do in that story?
Yeah, each one of us. What would you do in that story? Dude, if we was the main character.
I mean, how cool am I with the girl?
You the same way. You just met her on Facebook.
I'm saying, like, far as living with her, are we just cool? Do I barely see her? Do we hang out?
You better see her.
Oh, yeah, I'm still.
What about you? Because you said telling us snitch.
I was snitched.
You said you would have snitched?
Yep. Just, you know, snitches get stitches.
You sound like a hood boy. I don't know. Me, personally, I probably would have just did the same thing. But I would never went on Facebook Market. I don't know why.
I definitely did that shit from the get-go.
This is the same nigga that tell people at gas stations when you go on trips.
When did I tell somebody that?
This nigga go pump his gas and be like, "Hey, I'm going to Florida this spring. You want to come?" You need to tell this nigga when you do that. Corey be the one nigga I always. Nigga get his fucking roommate on Instagram.
I can't even live my life. He's my roommate, so I'm confused on that one. More videos on the way. I'm gonna keep doing these with my boy Corey and Wooty. Stay tuned, y'all. Make sure y'all follow my boys, alright?
Don't follow me.
Grind is, and then see young boy. Grind is real.
Really grind.
The realer the better.
Oh.
Grind is real.
The grinder, the better.
He fucked me up.
All right, one more time.
Alright. The realer, the
No,
better.
you got. I didn't get that. You got to do the grind real thing.
The grind
Very
is
much. You fell for it too, boy. Goofy ass nigga. Don't do that shit no more. Don't point the camera because don't put your hands stink.
Why he at me? Like, why? What I do to him?
It's on YouTube channel. I gotta take your life.
Alright, y'all.
Bow.